perfect example of that. Squeeze his t-shirt and you can probably fry your fucking eggs, dog. Like, squeeze his t-shirt and you can fry some goddamn eggs. You'll get your fucking grease. Because that dude, dog, like all he does is report. Like report, report, report. That's all he does is report. All he does is report. We'll get to Josh Giddey in a second. But all this dude does is report, report, report. Over there. What's going on, Matt? Matt, I did not block up your account, dog. I swear to God I didn't do it. Matt, what's going
I
on?
I know Dre messaged me privately last night. He's like, if you keep spamming, sometimes it's gonna kick you.
Oh, it's probably that's what
But
it is. Okay, okay.
I already know what I signed up for. I know I'm gonna get karma today. I'm not gonna watch the game because I feel like every time I watch the game, we have bad luck.
Yo,
Dude,
yo,
with my luck, there's only one thing that could top last night.
bro,
It would be us losing today. So let me
bro.
not say anything else.
Outside of like, outside of us losing because that sucks, bro. Because I shit you not, I ain't get no sleep last night. You know what I'm saying? Like I laid in bed, and like when something happens and you're just mad as fuck, dog. Like,
Yeah. You,
yo,
you
we've
know
had
what's
some
crazy?
L's this season, dog.
You know what's crazy? Everybody's talking about, oh, we lost to this, we lost to that. I watched the whole entire game. And I remember watching the fourth quarter, and I see Moody starting to get into the zone, and it was like one of those. It was like one of those situations where it's like, wow, this guy's breaking out. Like I saw it in real time. This guy was like having a game, and for some reason, Kurt takes him out. I thought he got hurt or something. I'm like, what the fuck? Why are you taking out Moody?
Dog,
To me, that's my opinion. Fuck the
dog.
turnovers. Fuck the comeback. Fuck the defense. That right there lost you the game.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with that because I felt pretty good even when they blew it. And then when he took out Moody, I was like, so why didn't you take out Looney? You know what I'm saying? Like
Dude,
take out Looney is like the logical thing to do.
I swear to God, for 6 straight possessions, Moody did the perfect thing. He was taking over the game. He was starting
So
to look the
so
best player in the fourth.
so bro, dead ass, man, dead ass. Dead ass is exactly why, like this is why when Jim Park comes on sometimes and he's going in on Kerr. All right, so let me tell y'all a little secret. When somebody is on stage and I just let them go on, I let them go on because that's something that I either want to say or was going to say, right? So I will let them go on and just hammer home the fucking point. You know what I'm saying? So Jim Park, you think he's crazy, but this is the shit that he's talking about. Like it's stuff like that Kerr does over and over again, right? And people are like, he's won 4 championships. What are you talking about? That is the Steve Kerr experience, bro.
And
So
you could kind of tell he doesn't. You could kind of tell he's scared of the players because if you pay attention to the game last night, that challenge Kurt took,
yeah,
Steph was kind of telling them challenge it, and you could almost see Kurt pressured to make the challenge just because Steph was saying it. Of course, every player, I don't care who you are, is going to always think they're interested in the game. In the heat
listen,
of
let
the
me
moment,
tell you something.
it's like
I
crazy.
don't think that was a foul, right?
It,
Because I don't understand how Steph can take these shots and fall down and get hit in the air, and they're gonna call an offensive foul on it. But bro, like last night is just one of those, bro. It's it, I am so sick and tired of like watching these games where I just feel like we're just getting fucked, bro. It happens all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like like, bro, and I get it. Every fan base is gonna feel how they're gonna feel and all of this stuff, bro. But why do I always have to feel like they got fucked? You know what I'm saying? Like anytime I watch the Dubs, bro, I always feel like they're getting fucked. Always. I never feel like they're getting a clean whistle ever. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the Lakers, bro, when you're just watching them and they're just getting their asses handed to them. You know what I'm saying? That's not what that is, bro. Like these dudes are legitimately just getting fucked. And I'm just looking at it and I'm like, why? Why? You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's not like the team is ass, right? I get that we have some problems, this, that, and the other, right? But it's not like the team is trash, bro. And I just have to always watch them just lose in the most excruciating way, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of it, Steve Kerr just does the stupidest shit, bro. Like Moses Moody is going bucket for bucket with a dude, and he's rotating. It's one thing if he wasn't rotating and doing this and doing that, right? But bro, you cannot live and die with these fucking starters, bro. Like, and Clay is getting unfairly killed by the fan base because Steve Kerr is not doing the right thing.
I thought Clay's defense looked good yesterday.
Bro, he makes so many mistakes. He
He
makes
does,
so
but
many mistakes.
you can tell his defense is getting better.
Bro, like I'm gonna be honest here. Steve Kerr, right? When he like sided with the old guys last year, right? And he just rode with them no matter what they did. You know what I'm saying? And then you're watching dudes getting burned on defense, right? And you bring the young guys in, and the young guys that get burned on defense as well. And the minute they make one mistake, they're just up out of there. You know what I'm saying? It's like shit like that. It's shit like that. That's why Jordan Poole was doing the shit that he was doing last year, because he didn't understand why all of this was happening, or why Clay could do what he right, or why Steph could take these shots. That's why, bro. It's like,
I think, yeah, like paying attention to you guys, it's not a team problem, it's a coach problem, and I think it's the same thing as Bob Myers, where Bob Myers and Steve Kerr are too nice and they're too scared of upsetting the main guys that have been there before.
yeah,
Like he doesn't have the balls to sit Clay or Wiggins and put Moody in because Moody's playing way better. You have to be cutthroat. Who cares? Wiggins or Clay is not going to talk to you for a couple practices. Get over it. Get the fuck over it. Now
no,
you're
but you saw what Klay Thompson did, right?
yeah, I saw it.
When Klay Thompson got benched, right? He was all in his feelings, and he goes, bro, like, I am so sick and tired of Klay and his fucking feelings, dog. Like, I really am, right? He played okay last night, but damn, bro, like, can you be any more emotional? This is why people are going at him now, because how the fuck more emotional can you be, dog? Like, come on, man. Jesus Christ. Like, thanks a lot, Steve. Shut up, bro. Like, oh my, it's so irritating.
I get him. He's going over the top, but I get him. Steve Kerr's coaching he's not coaching to win. He's coaching to like protect people's feelings, which is really annoying.
Bro, the shit's annoying. Jay, I see you down there. Y'all ain't gonna be no top 10 offense. I can tell you that.
The thing is, everybody wants Kerr to quit. The thing is, if you pull in a new coach, you're going to have to adopt all his new philosophies. What if he doesn't like to play a movement? It's going to be a whole nother obstacle. Like, so it's like, fuck. Or,
Hey, Urkel, bro.
Yo, what's up?
What the hell happened with Moody last night? This dude Steve Kerr tripping, bro.
Bro.
He tripping.
So
Moody hit 5 threes in a row. He takes them out.
Bro, when that happened,
Bro, I
real
was
time,
high as
right?
hell watching that shit. I was
Real
pissed
time
as
when that
fuck.
happened, right? Real time when that happened. What were you saying to yourself when you did that real time? Because I was like, what the fuck is this idiot doing? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was like, this the dumbest coach I ever seen in the history of the NBA. Like, what the hell? The dude just hit 4 threes in a row. This dude tripping, bro. He
and
fucking
he's
up
out
the
there being aggressive.
game.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
cool. Bro,
I feel
like,
like him making decisions like that, you could pretty much pick anybody to be the coach.
dog.
Jesus Christ, this dude is just, oh no.
This is why Jim Park says the shit that he says. You know what I'm saying? And people kill him. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, nah, dog. Like, he's right, bro. He's 100% right. He's 100% right, man. Oh, that shit gets under my
We
skin,
already getting fucked by the refs. Then
bro.
you take our hottest player out in the fourth. Like, it's crazy, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And
crazy.
my thing is like, I don't want to I don't want to kill the dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but it's like it is so hard for the others to flourish, right? It is so hard for the others to flourish or do anything good, right? Because you can tell Steve, and I don't know if I should blame the guys or if I should just blame Steve, right? So I'm wondering if Steve is like a conductor for all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Is he,
Yeah.
or 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 is it like equal blame? Like, is it Steve and the guys? Because bro, last night is a perfect example of like we need young legs, bro. Right? And it's like when these guys just make mistakes, Steve just pulls them, bro. And I'm like, oh my god, like,
Right. It's like he trying to lose the game, bro. That
bro,
shit. Like, what the hell are you doing? Are you sabotaging the squad, bro?
bam. Now we have Draymond out there, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think you can sit Looney now. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is Looney and Draymond on the court at the same time? You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
don't know, man.
Sacramento, bro.
I'm tired of
Sacramento is
Draymond
moving the
too.
ball, bro. Sacramento is moving the ball side to side to side, right?
Yeah.
And this is where you need like the perimeter guys to be in that situation. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm just watching Looney out there. And here's the thing: Looney got fouled last night on that one play, but motherfucker, bro, like, why can't you ever finish a fucking layup, dog?
Right. That's what I be
Jesus
saying.
Christ,
The thing about Looney,
Like,
though, he does clamp up Sabonis, right? That's why he's in the game, because Sabonis really struggles against him.
dog.
but we need imagine having Embiid in that situation, bro. Like, this dude Looney be tripping, bro. Draymond, I don't know, bro. We need to get this shit fixed, bro. Or we gonna keep getting fucked by these refs. It's sad, bro.
Man,
Steve Kerr, yeah, Steve Kerr's a terrorist, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
dog.
This dude, what is he
Now,
doing?
it's funny because I think Jim Park was under the weather last night. I think it was Jim Park's time to shine last night. And Jim Park was like, fuck it, dog. Jim Park is like, I'm just going to let y'all view this one, NBA Centel. Seidel, relax, dog.
Yo, they was trying their hardest to keep Steph out that in-season tournament. They trying to
Man,
carry LeBron to the shit, man.
bro, have y'all ever seen like a quarter like that where it's just and see, they weren't making it like too obvious, right? Because they were calling it somewhat for both teams, right? But then it's almost Sacramento got used to the calls and they just kept on driving and driving and driving. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Ern, I've seen
Yeah.
a quarter like that before. In the
Yeah.
2017 finals, when they were supposed to sweep the Cavs.
Oh yeah, the game that I lost like 15 grand.
Yeah, that's what I see it. I see that game.
Bro.
We seen it last year too in the second round. Game 3, game 1. They had about 40 free throws apiece. Stopping the game, bro. All that does is stop the game, and get their team hot, and then make the Warriors cold.
Yeah.
And like when Steph get hot, what they'll do, I've seen this multiple times, is they'll act like it's blood on the court, and they'll stop the game, bro.
Dog.
They be doing a lot of stuff, bro.
Stop fouling. Jesus Christ.
And then the announcer, stop. They foul. They foul the most in the team to justify it. They gotta justify it, bro. That be pissing me off, bro.
Nah, man. That shit right there, bro. Oh.
That's the nasty part, is when the announcers, like Stan Van Gundy last night, it's like, it's clearly, you could see that the Warriors are fouling the Kings. And you look at the replay, it's like dudes are barely touching guys. And I'm just tired of the agenda. I kind of see what the NBA is doing,
brother.
you know.
Brother, a Kings player, I don't remember who it was, ran directly into Steph. And because Steph did
It was
not
Malik Monk.
Malik Monk ran directly into Steph. Neither player, well, no, I take that back. Steph was not affected by the contact. Malik Monk went flying and they called it, bro. Steph was just moving his feet and got a foul. I'm so glad I slept through that, bro. I swear to God.
Bro, so I've said this for like the last 2 or 3 years. If the NBA is calling the games a certain way, right? I think we're gonna be fucked, right? This was always my disclosure for us winning. If the NBA is calling the games like that, we're gonna be fucked. So in other words, if we are not in playoff conditions, right? If we're not in playoff conditions most of the year, somewhat playoff conditions, and they're allowing like, bro, their offenses right now that are doing like a 122, right? If if you see 122 offenses, bro, why are we seeing 122 offenses? I'm not talking about the segment of the game, but you're seeing 122 offenses for the entire game now. That's it, bro. That's the average. You know what I'm saying? So if if you're not just jacking shit up, bro, like we have two 122 offenses right now. 119, bro. We have 5 teams right now that are 119 offenses. Okay? 119. Do you know what the top offense in 2018 was? It was a 115, dog. And do you know why this shit is juiced up this much? It's juiced up this much because of what? It's juiced up this much because of fucking free throws, bro. It is so hard to play in NBA defense in this era. So when people say, put bigs on the court, bro, like, I'm going to be honest with you. If you put bigs on the court like that and you run into a team like, say, Indiana is going to run that fucking team out the building, bro. Like, if you're not playing like this help side defense shit, bro, what big man do you see out there can play this help side defense shit, dog? You need people that can fucking help and recover, bro. Like, that's why Draymond is so important, right? You don't view Draymond as this guy, because how people watch basketball is like they watch basketball from the prism of, oh, this guy did this and this guy scored and this guy had this many points, rebounds, and assists, right? You see on the defensive end, dog, it's never gonna show up in the box score, right? So if you got 4 dudes around the paint, right, and you're in a pick and roll, and then you trap or you ice and the ball starts to rotate, what big man is rotating, helping, recovering? What big man is doing that? I ain't against bigs, bro, but I understand the type of basketball that I'm watching, right? So when people are like, oh, you need to go big, you need to go big, you need to go big. Sure. Yeah, but how the hell are you going to play defense? And then they're going to be an absolute liability on offense. This is why I never wanted to draft a big, because I understood where basketball was going. I understood where basketball was going. Do we have Nick? Bro, we don't have Nick Claxton. We have Kevon Looney. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've been trying to draft, the Warriors have been trying to draft another Iguodala, right? And another Draymond Green for years. And they just whiffed and whiffed and whiffed and whiffed. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just drafting like the best guy that they can get, they always try to draft like the Andre, and it fucked them. And then they have no synergy with what is going on the coaching, right? The coaching end of it in terms of coaching philosophy, and then what the front office wants to do. The front office at one point said, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to lock Steve Kerr out of making any decisions because we know what dude he's about to pull, right? And next thing you know, Steve Kerr is coaching James Wiseman. James Wiseman doesn't even know how to play basketball, bro. And then on top of it, he played like 2 games in college, and then he was training with a trainer in Miami. What the fuck do you think he's going to learn just playing pickup and just training like that? He didn't learn a goddamn thing. And that's the player that they drafted.
Hey Eric, look at that quote from Stephen A. Please tell me that's from Laker.
Bro. I ain't gonna say shit because anytime you say anything about, you know, you say anything to a Clay stand, they bring up Andrew Wiggins. Meanwhile, bro, like Andrew Wiggins is out there fucking guarding three people, right? And he's covering for this person, and he's covering for that person. Like, yo, thank you, Steve Kerr. Like, that's the shit that we're talking about, bro. Okay,
Yeah,
Wiggins has been doing the same thing that he's been doing on defense most of the season, right? Last night, what he did last night on defense, he's been doing the entire time. The only difference is now is that he was more aggressive last night and that he's actually making his shots now. You know what I'm saying? So he's actually making his shots now. Before he was just missing his shots. But his defense never really faltered, right? So when people want me to come up here and like bash Andrew, for what? He's fucking playing defense. Shots are going to come. And last night is a typical example of the shots are just going to eventually fall. Right? The shots are eventually going to fall. That's pretty much the crux of it. You know what I'm saying?
If I can ask this question, when Steve Kerr is on the podium and he's answering questions, especially about the Moses Moody, at some point, you guys are just like at this point just tuning him out because I feel like he says some of the most obvious stuff, but still not saying anything. If that makes sense,
Yeah.
because at one hand you're saying, yeah, Moses Moody was great, which is a big duh. I think we all saw that. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was playing great. You know, he should be getting more minutes. Well, who controls that? Don't you control that?
Bro.
You know, Pod should be getting more minutes. You know, he's gonna be playing. He's gonna be getting some minutes from here on out. We didn't get not 1 minute of Pods. So I'm at a point like he's just talking. He's not saying anything, and it's just like it's irritating as a fan because one, it's like you're making rotations that don't make sense, and he has a habit of taking guys out that are hot, and you're taking them out when he's literally going shot for shot against the Kings, bro. And he's playing well on both ends. He's done that to Steph multiple times. I done got used to it. You know what I'm saying? And I think deep down Steph hates him, but because he's the ultimate player, doesn't want to show his coach up. I think he's just trying to just be the big brother and just say, you know what, I'll just accept what he wants to do. But I really don't think he likes that. And my question is now, what does that do for Moses Moody? Because if I'm out here playing well offensively, I'm playing well defensively, I'm gonna bring energy. I'm literally going shot for shot in a crucial fourth quarter when no one else can get it going, and you're still willing to take me out for the rest of the game. What more can I do at this point? What more can he honestly do at this point?
Yeah. Now you're right. So Lindell, which clip do you want me to watch? We're missing skill sets. Man, get the fuck out of here with Jordan Poole. You don't miss a fucking thing, bro.
Free Moody, man. Free Moody.
Free up Moses Moody. Yeah.
I'm gonna say this too, Urkel, and I've noticed this from since we won the championship in 22. The officiating has very been skewed to me watching these Warriors games, and I'm noticing it more and more. It's like I don't understand it. Like, did these referees just come into these games saying we're gonna make sure we don't give these teams anything? Like 20 free throws in one quarter is ridiculous, bro.
yes.
Bro,
What you
I'm
that's
said
sorry,
is
crazy.
exactly what
that's
happened.
crazy.
Yes.
Like people can say what they want, like, oh, the Warriors, all they do is foul, bro. I'm sorry, you can't show me where the Warriors are just constantly just fouling these guys like that.
Brother,
I'm sorry, you can't show me that, bro.
they had 20 free throws in a quarter, and we lost the game by one.
By one, yep. It's just not computing to me, bro. Like you said earlier, bro. The man Malik Monk literally throws himself into Steph, and he's the one flying, and they're calling a foul on Steph. And then in that same sequence, Draymond is doing this guy's carrying. He's just doing that, and they're giving him a tech, bro. And listen, regardless of what we think about Draymond, y'all, you should not just be giving techs just to be giving out techs, bro. Like I don't understand it. There's no reason to give a guy a tech, regardless of what we feel about Draymond. There's no reason for him to get a technical foul off that, bro. That's just ridiculous. And it's showing the biasness against the Warriors. They're literally a target. They're literally a target
Not to
when they're out there
mention,
playing.
not to mention, Steph got murked on that closeout. Didn't have no landing space. Talking about, oh, he kicked his leg out, so it negates everything. Fuck out of here.
But you know what the thing is? I hated that challenge only because of the fact I knew they wasn't going to overturn it. And the fact is, I knew because we didn't have, if he did that, I'm like, we're not going to have any timeouts left. And that's why that turnover happened, because they couldn't advance the ball because they didn't have any timeouts left. So I'm like, I would not have risked that, because to me, bro, the way how the officiating against the Warriors are, unless is actually blatant, where it's like there's no way they can really overturn this. Even though I've seen the ref do some stuff to the Warriors that's unbelievable, but unless it is blatant, I don't think we should just be challenging anything, because to me, these referees, they will find any way to screw the Warriors, and I'm noticing that every
Yeah.
time I'm watching it, and it's not good, bro, because it's like they're not like Sarge is literally going straight up, and he's getting a foul call. It's like, what do you want these guys to do, bro? Like, just let him get the layup? Like, I'm not understanding from a defensive standpoint, what are these players supposed to do? If they reach, they're going to get called for a foul. If they blow on them, they're going to get called for a foul. They're going straight up vertical, and they're still getting called for a foul. So what do you want them to do? And at times like this is why we need the referees to have their own press conference, so these people can ask them these type of questions, because they need to break it down and explain why are these guys getting foul called over something like that. That doesn't make sense to me, bro.
You know
It's
what?
annoying, bro.
Maybe they need a 37-year-old to bitch and cry on the court. Maybe that'll do something.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking
Hey,
Christ!
Kev, I said that last night. That shit don't work, bro.
I
Not
woke
with
up
the
annoyed.
Warriors.
I woke up annoyed. I woke up thinking some of the people in the fan base didn't want KD, man. I'm just like, I'm hung up on that today. I woke up and I'm like, man, we should fucking have KD right now. We should have KD right now. And I'm
So let me
I'm
tell
just
the
annoyed.
story, Kevin, for
I'm
people.
annoyed.
Let me tell the story for people who don't have context to this, right? In the 2022 playoffs, right? Shadow hits me up off air, and Shadow is like, pillow talking things. And I was like, so when he says pillow talking things, I know exactly what he's talking about. So I was like, who are you talking about? So I don't know if people know this, right? But Toronto is like the baddie central of North America, right? Like, you don't look at it because it's fucking cold up there and all of that, right? But they have like the most fucking exotic women up there, dog, right? Anybody that's been to Toronto, co-sign me, bro, because they got the most exotic women up in I'm up in Toronto, okay? So
You ain't lying.
So what group of people are connoisseurs of exotic women? NBA
Hey,
players.
players.
Okay. NBA players are connoisseurs of exotic ass women. Toronto got the most exotic women. Okay. You got like, you can have like a fucking Russian girl mixed with, her daddy is Jamaican and some shit like that. Like, that's the type of mixture that you get in Toronto, right? NBA players are connoisseurs of fucking exotic women. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like they're connoisseurs of like different type of Rolexes. Okay? So, when Shadow says that he knows shit, he does know shit, because guess what? All of these people, they know each other. You know what I'm saying? You heard like a few weeks ago, there was a girl named Missy that came in here and she sounded like she knew something. Guess what? She knows something, right? So, anyways, pillow talking things. Now I set that. So apparently one of these girls was talking to, I guess, KD. And KD was kind of expressing himself and he was like, yo, I'm going to get the fuck up out of here, bro. I might as well go back to the Dubs. You know what I'm saying? This girl goes right back to Shadow and says to Shadow, like, yo, I think KD wants to come back to the Dubs. Shadow comes right. Shadow comes right to me. We go right to Spaces. This is in the middle of the playoffs, right? And we're like, yo, pillow talking Tiggs, right?
Yo, this is like during the Memphis series.
Like
This
the
wasn't.
Memphis series, bro.
Yeah,
We are up
Memphis.
in the Memphis
Yeah, the
series.
second round. Yeah.
Bam. We are up in the Memphis series, and we are on the timeline, and we are fucking blazing up the timeline, and people are getting mad at us. Why are y'all talking about this? We're in the middle of the playoffs, blah blah blah, right?
That's
So
how
I'm
I
like,
knew it was significant.
fam. So I'm like, cool, all right. So let's do this. So after I mentioned that, bro, my DMs became flooded, right? Not only with like just our fans or whatever, but like some other interesting people. So, you know, a couple of people who are in KD's group chat, people who are known people, starts to say to me, yeah, like there's something to that. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, all right, cool. So there's something to that. All right. This sounds good. So then they're pretty much saying like, can you get the fan base to buy in to getting KD back?
So Urkel, wait, just a little bit more. Like, we win the title, right? We win the title, and then this is in the summer, right?
Yeah. So we win the title and people are feeling good, right? So they want to just stick it to KD. My attitude is like, I don't need to do any talking, right? The title just did the talking for me. So people are still mad at KD because KD left. And I'm like, you don't need to do any talking. You don't need to fucking rub it in his face, right? Like that, this was his worst nightmare in terms of Steph winning and him not winning, right? Because remember, this man done teamed up with Harden, Kyrie, and all of this shit, right? So,
And he just got swept.
and Brady just got swept, right? So, you know, him and Steph loves KD, KD loves Steph. But there is like this weird type of competition between them, you know what I'm saying? But Steph will take a step back and he will give KD the mantle. That's just the type of guy that he is, right? Just to not have no weird shit. Okay. Right? So, but KD's biggest problem, and it sounds weird as fuck, but this is how it is. He wants the fan base to accept him. He doesn't want the fan base to say shit like, oh, Steph is better, this, that, blah, 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 blah. And he doesn't want it to become like weird, right? Where
KD
people
and
are
the
bashing him
Warriors.
because he won the finals MVP and shit like that. He does not like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because he comes on Twitter and he reads the shit and it affects him. You know what I'm saying? Like
KD and the Warriors.
yeah, so he doesn't like the KD and the Warriors shit, right? He doesn't like that. And he doesn't want like people like me to say, you know, Steph made him this, that, and the other, blah, 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 right? Because from his perspective, it's like we're making each other better, right? So we're on the MTL, right? And there is this burner, okay? I don't know if y'all remember this, but there was this burner. It was like a Michael Jackson
Cause
Abbey,
this is Thriller.
right? There was a Michael Jackson Abbey, right? So that is his burner, you know what I'm saying? And I'm seeing this burner in there. And I had fucking bozos on stage saying that we don't want KD. And I was like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about, right? But KD wants to hear unfiltered what the fans think. That's pretty much what he wants to hear from them, right? What they want, right? He wants to hear, yo, we'll get KD back, right? Even though we just won, we'll fucking take KD back, right?
Yo, Irk, I remember in the space you were like, there's somebody very, very special up in here today. Like, and as soon as you said that, I was like, 35 Ventures. Like,
Bro,
you know what I'm
the
saying?
man was in here on his burner, bro. Like,
The funniest thing about that though was everyone asking why we had the Michael Jackson. Even my girl, she was like, "Why did you change your profile picture to Michael Jackson?" I'm like, I can't say.
yeah, that's a tribute to KD, bro.
Oh man.
It blew up his spot, dog.
Irk,
It blew up his spot. He's still mad at me over that. Yo,
Yo, I for some reason, even after last night, I still believe in this team. I don't I don't see them as a bad team. It's just
Lee,
it's
Lee,
weird.
Lee. Last week we lost against the Suns, 54 free throws. Last night, 40 something free throws. Like, I don't see this as a bad team either, right? Now, this is the only thing. This is the only thing that gets me in terms of this team right now is that there is a weird dynamic where, and I'm going to be honest with you, CP out there with the bench guys and the fact that they're a positive over the starters, I think it's creating some weird vibes. You know what I'm saying? Chris Paul is playing okay, right? But like, the reason why that unit is a positive might be because some of these guys might be better. You know what I'm saying? Or at the time, they were playing better. You know what I'm saying? Because if Andrew's playing like this is kind of what we want to see. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I was talking to Shadow last night, and I threw our DMs, right? So this is how you know this group is locked in, because Shadow is having hours conversations with Wiggins, bro. He's like Wiggins' muse, basically, right? And this is why Shadow gets so irritated and so mad, because one, people are calling him a liar. Meanwhile, Shadow has Wiggins on fucking speed dial, right? Wiggins calls Shadow to hype him, right? Like, so Wiggins is literally like Shadow's family member. That's family to Shadow, right? So when people are gonna bash him and do this and do that, like, you know what I'm saying? So Shadow just knows people, you know what I'm saying? So when people are up here calling him like a liar, this, that, and the other, right? It shouldn't get to Shadow, because I think Shadow is stamped, but it still gets to him, right? When you have that much negativity, it's not many people that can like deal with so much negativity all at once. You know what I'm saying? And it's only like motherfuckers like me who I have a bunch of people tweeting to me this morning, and I just laugh at it. You know what I'm saying? Partly
Hmm.
because I'm looking at the playback on dashboard and I'm like, oh, okay, you can go ahead and laugh, right? But at this point, bro, like I'm just here, just to have fun at this point. You know what I'm saying? And you can hate me all you want, bro. People have been hating me for a long time. I thrive off the fucking negativity, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I know and it's mostly Laker fans and Bron fans. You know what I'm saying? But I know what's about to happen with the Lakers and Bron. You see that bullshit that he did, where he's like throwing his teammates under the bus, dog. Come on, man. We had so many people in playback last night that it fucking crashed the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see how many people were in spaces?
Come
Like
on,
it was
dog.
it was 12,000 people in there last night.
Shit. Come on, bro.
And then I think on here I saw it was like around 500 to 6. Probably the numbers were higher than that. I went to bed real quick.
Yeah.
But if you compare us to like this particular group, if you compare us to like other similar platforms, especially after last night, like we completely moved the needle.
Yeah, man.
It's funny. It's like nothing gets the TL going when the Warriors lose. It's mad entertaining, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like that clip with you and Dre that went viral by that one guy who always
Yeah.
clips our stuff. I mean, that's good marketing. And in the moment, like it's funny because Dre, all of us think so much alike within our group.
Yeah.
And when Jim be going off, you be going off, and Dre going off, I actually I understand every point. Like everybody's right to me because
I want
it's
people to know something, right? Me
yeah,
and Dre, we talk every single day. You know what I'm saying?
yep,
Dre has a channel. I have a channel, right? Dre is like my little brother at this point. You know what I'm saying? He's literally like my little brother. And you see how we coordinate over here and we have channels going. That guy has a channel, this guy has a channel, and we all promote each other. You know what I'm saying? We are literally family at this point. So even Dre and I were up there disagreeing on and all of that. That's literally my brother at this point. You know what
But
I'm saying?
it was cordial. It wasn't
Yeah,
anything
yeah, yeah.
malicious.
So
It was entertaining.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we moved the needle because I know how to fucking push buttons, right? Like it's
Too apparently, Urkel. Me too.
yeah. So we're up there, bro, and it's like I understand what the moment is, and I know what buttons to push in that moment. You know what I'm saying? Now I know that Dre is like a trade guy, right? I'm not necessarily a trade guy,
Yeah.
right? Like, but
I'm a trade guy only when it comes to last resort. And
But
man,
if you
I'm
give
not
me-
there yet.
if you give me a grandfather offer, right? I'm taking a trade. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Are you at a
Urkel,
place?
yes or no? You're only against trades because fucking LeBron trades half his team every year. Is
No,
that why
no,
you're
no,
against
Nah.
trades?
No.
No. So
Okay.
so here's my philosophy behind trades. You see, this team is not a middle of the season team where they can trade people. This team's strength is on continuity, right?
Mhm.
So you see, once you knock this team off of their continuity, then you have a chance to strike, right? And I understand that, right? So the ball movement, the coordinated effort on defense, all of that stuff, like that stuff comes with time, with playing with people, right? So you ask why the Warriors went 15-5 the end of 2021. That's because they understood exactly what they needed to do at that point, right? Why did they start off the season 18-2? They started off the season 18-2 because of continuity, right? And when you take away one of them parts, right? And you take away a couple of those parts that fit these particular roles, then what starts to happen is that you start to have a breakdown. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you run into a Luka type of guy, you run into a LeBron type of guy, they're controlling the entire thing, right? So it's real simple for what those guys are doing, right? So you get the ball, and Bron is like drive and kick, collapse the defense, kick it out, right? And you collapse the defense, and all a guy has to do is catch the ball and shoot it. Now, on the Warriors, you need continuity. You need to know where guys are going to be. Look at that particular play last night when Draymond turned over the ball, right?
Mhm.
Klay Thompson is supposed to cut to the rim, right? That's what Draymond was trying to do. But here's my thing. I don't necessarily want the ball in Draymond's hands in that spot because that's what he does. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Take away the turnovers or the propensity to have a turnover in that moment. So that is why I am not a fan of trades like that, right? Because if we bring in, say, like a OG Anunoby or like a Pascal Siakam, right? Are they still going to play with that continuity? I don't know that.
And the thing is, for me, like, when it comes to continuity, I agree with that 100%. Now, speaking about Steve Kerr, like,
Yeah.
people are, like, ready to move on from him. I'm not at that place to do that in the season. Like, if we were to make a move where Kerr would
Out
have,
this season.
it has to be after the season. It can't be right now.
Yeah.
I've been preaching this gospel for like the last, 5-6 months. I've said no matter if the Warriors win this championship or not, this is going to be Steve Kerr's last year as the coach of the Warriors.
Yeah.
I think Steve Kerr's burnt out, bro.
Looking at the way he's been coaching this team, he's coaching like he's in his last year.
Yeah, I'm not. I think
Why
he's
the
burnt,
fuck
bro.
do you take out Moody when you're rolling? Okay, so put this in perspective. The Warriors scored 19 points in the fourth quarter. Guess who scored 11 of those points?
Moody.
Yeah, and when they took him out, they couldn't buy a bucket.
Yep.
That's the ball game right there. At some point, Steve Kerr got to stop putting politics over the team. Like, I'm sorry. I took Moody out. I wanted to fucking wring his neck
Bro.
and punch my TV. That's how pissed I was.
I think it's kind of hard
I
to
like Jim Park
overcome
that
bad
eviscerates
coaching.
Kerr.
It's really hard to overcome bad coaching.
Yeah, bro. It's
You think they come from behind, or you think we lose that game if Clay has his contract signed? if he's signing the contract, if he signed a contract and just playing free basketball out there, you think that happens?
I don't know why he's not cutting to the rim. Now that I saw Draymond's careless turnover, I'm literally seeing the play. I'm like, Clay, cut to the fucking rim, dude. Stop being scared.
But you know, Clay has a tendency to have a brain fart half the time, especially on off-ball defense. Like, he tends to have a lot of these brain farts, bro. Like,
Yeah. We gotta.
Hey, Eric, I have a question for you. You think if Clay is still playing like this, he had a good first half, kind of went away the second half. Do you think he's gonna eventually say, you know what, I got to just sign my contract if he keeps playing like this? Because if he keeps playing like this, I don't know if he's gonna get paid somewhere else. Or do you think he's
Nah.
or you think
Nah.
he's not gonna sign it? Okay.
He's not gonna sign it. No. He's not gonna sign it out of pride. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna sign it out of pride. I'm gonna be honest with you. The man thinks he should be getting 40 M's. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. No.
The man and Shadow done told y'all, right? Like, he done told y'all. And this is what I know about the NBA. You see these agents, bro? If you get in good with some of these agents, they will tell you everything, bro. They will tell you everything that's going on. Right? So so that's what it is. So he ain't signing that contract unless he has like a massive change in heart. But that man thinks he's worth 40 M's. Lucy, I'm so sorry. How you doing, Lucy? You can just jump in,
Good.
Lucy. You're one of us, man. Stop.
Oh,
Been here. What's
no,
good?
because I listened. I was gonna say, I know that like there's like a heated conversation, you know, in the timeline, and
Yeah.
everybody wants to trade because they're super upset about the loss yesterday. But I actually was, I saw positives. I think I always see positives at the end, even if, you know, it's kind of sad because it's like frustrating loss, you know, about like the free throws, the turnovers, you know, the refs, like,
Officiating.
yeah, the officiating. It's like there's like things that are annoying that you see, but I thought, and I like, well, one, my biggest positive that I saw yesterday is that the starting five actually played really well, you know, in the first half. Like it was like when I saw them play yesterday, I was like, wow, it reminded me of last year. And I think that's something that we should be excited about because of the fact that, you know, of course they're not, you know, it wasn't like perfect, but the fact that Wiggins was playing defense and he was like getting his shots in, like Clay was getting his shots in, you know, like of course they're not like the best, you know, they're not like how they were last year, but the fact that they played positively as a starting five, and then you see like, and you know, like that's like one of the biggest positives yesterday because, you know, Draymond was back. So of course, because he was back, the defense was up. That's, you know, that's like the other thing too that I saw that was like the positive.
Mhm.
And I feel like we should be excited about that because, you know, Draymond, you know, hasn't been playing and they really haven't like strung together, you know, a team. Like of course, like the other thing too that I could be complaining about is, yeah, like there were a certain lineup that Kerr, like I don't know why Kerr does it. I still don't know why Kerr does it. Like, you know, of course you guys were mentioning it, Timeline was mentioning it. Like I would have rather he he kept Moody in the, you know, that quarter, you know, in the last quarter or the last, when Moody was like hot, like he should have kept him instead of taking him out. And of course, like he had this like whole press conference of like
Mhm.
why he took out Moody. But then I'm like, it doesn't matter because I feel like if you kept him in and he was like hot, we would still have been scoring. Like, you know, like because he was like, didn't he like shoot the 3 point, like didn't he have like two shots where they didn't count it, but he was like he was just
Yeah.
shooting it.
That did happen. That did happen. So here's what I think is going on with Steve Kerr, right? Like, you know, every coach is X's and O's. Like, I think they copy from each other, like X's and O's wise and all of this stuff, right? That stuff I think is a constant at this point, like the coaching strategy and all of that. I really think it's a constant. Now the ingredients for a championship coach, I think, is this: when you can get guys to buy into playing with each other, when you can have your superstar buy in to sacrificing for the other guys, when you can manage egos on the team. These
Jimmy
are all
Butler was
like
playing.
these are all like little ingredients for a championship coach. You know what I'm saying? So when you have these ingredients, you know, this is what Steve Kerr is trying to accomplish. Now, the problem is that, you know, there's certain guys that are not performing, and Steve Kerr is trying to placate to their egos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Rather than manage their egos, he's trying to placate to them. And what it's doing, in essence, is that it's causing things like Moses Moody is hot and you're taking him off because you're trying to placate to certain guys. Now, he said he brought Wiggins on for Moody, and it's almost making it seem like Wiggins he needs to play Wiggins because of the ego shit.
Yeah, but it wasn't because of that. And I
Right?
think
No.
I heard too that they said it's because Wiggins and Moody can't be on the floor together or
Why
something
not?
like that. Like it doesn't, like I don't get it, because if especially if we're trying to close with like defense, like you know who's not like you know who's not good
That
defensively.
But Uncle, 1 second, bro, because I heard you say this last night, and I'll be honest with you. I know people brush it under the rug and stuff, but that Clay comment that he made in the press conference, I didn't think it was that deep. But after watching last night, I think it can set a bad tone locker room wise, based on the fact that if a young guy's playing defense and making his shots, what other reason does he have to buy in for when he's told to stay ready every single time? But Clay's allowed to say Steve this, Steve that, and then Steve feels peer pressure and he has to play him. What type of tone does that set, bro? What type
Bro,
of example is he
okay.
setting to young kids, bro?
All right. If you didn't believe me, right, about Clay telling Steve Kerr to fuck off when he came back from injury, about the benching thing, say you didn't believe me, right? And you didn't hear like that same thing from a couple different people, right? Say you didn't believe me, and now you're hearing it from other people, right? After what you saw Steve Kerr do, or after what you seen Clay go to the podium and do the other night, and he hit you with the thank you, Steve. The thank you, Steve, the sarcastic thank you, Steve, is probably the loudest thing that he said to me personally. That was the loudest thing because it validated to me, right, that what I said and what I heard was 100% true. You know what I'm saying? Because there are these fans in the fan base that love Clay, and they think that Clay is like a fucking messiah, right? And his piss produces wine. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are people on the fan base that pretend like that, right? And because like he has like this quirky personality and people love him and this, that, and the other, it's like then all of a sudden he can't have an ego.
Bro,
You know?
they're treating him like he's a Make-A-Wish kid, bro. With no
NBA
due
players
respect.
next to race car drivers have the biggest egos on the planet.
Bro, it's wild, right? So it's like that Moody thing last night, and it's not even about Moody, and it's not even about Clay. This is about Steve Kerr and him. It's almost like he's managing the lineups, right? And he cannot manage the lineup. It's almost like he's there thinking, right? If I take out this guy, am I going to have an issue after the game where this guy's going to come to me and say, well, like, why did you take me out in that spot? Blah, 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 right? It's almost like he's thinking about that because taking out Moody right there, Moody is like confident at that point. You know what I'm saying? And he's feeling himself and he's like, fuck yeah, right? Like, I've been waiting for this. You know what I'm saying? And then when he gets taken out, it's tough, man. And then when you have Klay Thompson over there taking the shots and doing this and doing that, bro, like that's where it gets weird. And I don't even have a problem with a shot that Clay took last night. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just talking about like the overall tone that you're setting. That's an issue.
Yo,
I would say this. Sorry, I would say this though. I know that it's like it is feeling like it is disheartening, and yeah, we can be like negative because of the fact that we're having this consistent losses. But at the same time, I am on a positive, like, I look at it in a positive side that the fact that we're having this really bad losses in the beginning, because I guess at the same time, I just really want us to string like a consistent win. Like, and I think we've always been like spoiled to the fact that because the Warriors are always like dominant, like they've been dominant before. So we're spoiled to think that they have to be like consistently like winning. And I think that's what, that's what I, in a sense, I kind of just want. But at the same
yeah,
time, I think it's good that we're already seeing like the negatives, so that you know like if they can just make it better. And but I guess at the same time, and that's why I say we're stuck between like a rock, which is like the history and nostalgia, and a
Mhm.
hard place, which is like the what ifs. Like we're hoping for the best, but we're kind of like expecting the worst because of the fact that we have this. And the
yo,
reality is that we should be realistic of like what the team is, the team is.
100%. I agree with that.
But at the same time, I also truly believe that we can really win with this team because of the fact that we like the good parts.
Did it a few years back. I don't see why not.
Not only that, like the good parts that we have are not yet put together. Like basically we're like a work in progress. Like this team right now is like a work in progress. And the fact that, you still can't see the pieces fit together. So that's why we're complaining, because we're not seeing the positives of the fit. But I think once it's like put together, because Wiggins was good. Like I saw a stat yesterday that Wiggins and Curry had
Wiggins'
29.
best game of the year, hands
Like
down.
both Curry and Wiggins had 29 points. Like that's so good.
18 shooting
And
from
then
Wiggs.
but of course like GP2 got hurt and Chris Paul got hurt. Like I didn't even see PJD play. I didn't see Pods play. Kojo was doing well. Like, like things like this. Like, of course, like, we could say that Kuminga was like super bad.
Shockingly looked competent. I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Let,
So,
let,
so
let her
there's
finish.
like,
Let her finish, man.
so there's like things that, like I could point out and say that it's just like, it doesn't fit. Like, it's not working. Like, we're basically like a puzzle. And all that we're seeing right now is like the negative stuff of it. But at the same time, like I am excited because yes, the starting five was negative the whole game, like the whole time, and they're actually positive. Like yesterday, isn't that like good? And then like the bench didn't really play yesterday. Like, isn't that good? Like we don't have to depend on the bench to be like deep, and we didn't have to depend on them to like win. Like it was on
Yeah.
the
No, I agree with
starters.
that. Now,
So
now I
Lucy,
do
can I
think
just push back on you just real quick, because I know that we're trying to see the positives out of this, and I totally get that. But I'm just gonna be real. Like, what team in NBA history has ever gone on a 3-9 game record over 12 games?
Thank
It's
you,
probably
Kevin. Thank
it's
you.
probably never happened. So my thing is like, yes, okay, we need to start stringing together wins, absolutely. But at the same time, it's like this team just has like there's just a losing, like it's like a virus right now. It's like they just have this virus that it just won't go away. It's coming back again from last year because Poole was kind of the guy that was selfish, and now it's Clay doing his thing, right? So it's like, what do we need to do to get rid of this virus? Because there's like just this
Yeah.
losing, there's this like losing vibe right now, and it's like What do
Kev,
we need to do to change that?
I hear you, bro, but we still haven't gone too far yet, bro. We can still turn this shit around, bro. I
Bro,
promise.
better, bro.
I understand
League
that,
better
but
not
what
give
if
up.
in another 15 games we're like, okay, well now we're almost 40 games in. Okay, well we're still going to turn it around. It's like, no, the change has to happen now. I'm
Thank
not
you.
saying a trade. I'm just saying the change has to come now because we can't waste any more time because at some point we're going to get to a point in the season where we're maybe like the 8 or 9 seed or the 7 seed and there's like maybe 20, 25 games left. And yeah, that's enough time to make it up. But it's like, I don't want to be sitting here in another month or 6 weeks from now with the same problems. So I hope it doesn't happen. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's a possibility.
Man, we're losing games. You know, like you think about that Suns L. You know what I'm saying? That Suns L. I thought we were in control of that game, and then bro, I the last I don't know year of basketball, though, like a rolling 12 of basketball has been so frustrating. Game 3 of that Lakers series, like I never thought that I would see a game like that again where the shit is just lopsided in terms of free throws, and it's like guys are just holding their hands up and dudes are just running into people, right? Like I thought that was the last game I'd see it. And then it's like I'm just seeing this shit over and over and over again, right? And then people are like, "Oh, you should stop fouling. You should stop fouling." Like, huh? What are you talking about?
It takes a generational whistle to beat the Warriors, though.
Bro, and it's like last week, right? 54 free throws, bro. You know when I used to see 54 free throws, right? When Tim Donaghy was fucking reffing in the league, bro. That's when I used to see that shit. And then people started to complain about it. And all of a sudden, the free throws got curtailed. You know what I'm saying, bro? If you go back and you look at some of those games from, say, like 2000 to like 2006, 2007, they were some of the nastiest games that you would see, bro, in terms of free throws. And dudes would just go to the rim and all of this shit would happen. It was just wild stuff, man.
Do you think the league is leaning into this nonsensical whistle with certain players because they know that, they won't be able to score?
Fox
I don't
got
know.
like the most bullshit whistle there ever was, dude.
Bro, I watched
How does Sarge get a foul for backing
Yeah,
away?
bro.
Like that's
Saric is
he
retreating.
literally
Fox just runs into his chest, bro. I'm like,
Man.
what?
Let's go rewind. Wait, hold up, Urkel. Let's rewind. Fox goes into Sarge, pushes him out of the way, and they call foul on Sarge. You think that's a
TJ,
foul
that's
on
not the
Fox?
kicker to it, TJ.
Possession turnover.
TJ, the kicker to it was that Saric was retreating, right? So it's almost like he took a step back, and then Fox had to throw himself into Saric.
Exactly.
He was like, what? He was backpedaling. How do you get a foul when you're backpedaling? Because Draymond does this backpedaling shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? So notice when he does it all the time. So watch him. What Draymond does is like when you have somebody driving to the rim, right? It's almost like he jumps backwards, right? And he forces the other guy to make contact. You know what I'm saying? So,
Positional defense.
If player X is making 40 million annually, but his production is equivalent to a guy making 15, 20, then player X needs to play better. Otherwise, they're going to be viewed as overpaid. And when your team isn't winning, the microscope is on you largely. I mean, remember
That's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying, bro.
Hold on. So Bruce is making sense. Bruce is spitting, right? So that thing that he's saying right there, that's 100% true. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. That's
So let me say something. I can't lie. We're playing a day. I believe we could still win and stuff, but I believe that there's some like weird signs that I'm seeing that's kind of trending, and it's not like locker room stuff. It's more
Yeah.
just
just signs that I've seen, and because I've watched other sports, because I watched ball for a long time. Sometimes, yeah, like 10 years ago, I thought Man United were gonna go win another Premier League after Sir Alex with the same squad, literally. Then we finished seventh, and we looked old and washed, and every player got sold in that summer. So
Yeah.
I've seen turnover before, like guys that you've seen win a championship. I've seen it turn over pretty quickly, and I'm not saying that's what we're gonna have with this squad. I'm just saying, like, you never know, because last year we were playing catch up the whole season. You never know. Steph could have his. I'm not trying to say that, but I'm saying Steph has like an annual like game where annual injury or something like that. Or we have like most of our road games are backloaded this year, where we're
Mo,
going to the
Mo,
east and all that stuff.
that's what I'm saying, Mo. That's what I'm saying
So
because
I've just been peeping
that's
certain
what I'm
things, and I'm
saying.
saying
Yep.
we don't want to keep flirting with the fact that we need to win these games now. Last year, yeah, I remember us being same record as now, and we went into that December stretch, and we were starting to pick up momentum. Then Steph goes down, then Wiggins has that thing. It was unforeseen circumstances, but it happened. Then we had to play catch up, and then we managed to get ourselves healthy by the end of the playoffs. But by then, the shit was pretty much like. Now you're seeing the stuff where the fan base is saying Kaminga doesn't fit. You're seeing the stuff where they're saying Moody's better than Kaminga. You're seeing the stuff where GP2, even though Urkel was saying that GP2 is valuable, you're seeing the fact that he's breaking down, and it's worrying. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Okay, so
Mo,
last year,
and the other thing, just real quick, Eric, like,
yeah, go ahead.
bro, the start that we had, how did we start? We were 5-1, like, and then Draymond gets fucking suspended. Like, bro, the season started off so well. Like, they were connected, they were playing, and then Draymond did his dumb shit, right? And then we started losing. And then now in this losing streak, you have this thing that comes out with Clay and the comment about Steve Kerr, like, and the report that came out about Wiggins' conditioning. It's like, bro, this season started off so well, and then boom, Draymond does his dumb shit, and then we go on this losing streak. It's like, come on, man. Like, we can't afford to fuck around anymore. You know what I'm saying, Mo? Like, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Yo, Urkel, and it's not even a thing where I'm saying the team's bad. I'm saying it's just it's mentally and physically taxing for a team. Because in my opinion, like an ideal season for me would us do our work early, then we could start. Because remember how last year these guys took it for granted and they were sitting the starters for like games on back-to-backs, road back-to-backs and things like that. I still think that the Warriors are going to do that. So I'm saying, why don't we build that cushion so we could do that on the back end? I don't mind doing that because it's an older team. But asking an older team to claw back and make up the deficit is going to be really tough because we want to have a better seed than we did last year. And obviously the league has parity and you can catch teams up with a couple wins. But I feel like the team, like the fact that we're losing games similar to how we did last year, in my opinion, like these close games and this weird shit with the free throws and shit, like it's a bit worrying. I'm not saying we can't win, but I believe that we need to fix up sooner, otherwise it's going to get real sticky.
Bro.
Last night I heard you say that you don't mind rocking with the. What do you mean by that? You said you don't mind rocking with the not the core, but like no trades and like if the shit continues, you don't mind.
You see the problem with the fan base, bro? And I look at the trade machine stuff that people do. I'm not seeing a game changer on there. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not seeing a game changer, let's just rock what with what we have, because I am okay going down like that. But if I don't see a game changer on the table, if I don't see somebody that can legit draw a double, if I'm going to trade away assets, and it's not somebody that is going to be a game changer, what's the point? You know what I'm saying?
So, Urkel, who, in your opinion, who's a game changer then? Because if that's the only player who can draw double teams, maybe go out for 25-30 on any given night.
When somebody says to me second option, right? Like, and somebody says trade for Zach LaVine, and that's your idea of a second option. Let me tell you something about Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine is one of the lowest points per possession isolation players. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that I want that guy. And then I'm going to give up assets to get that guy. I don't want it, right? So, all right, so like the Lauri thing, bro. I would love to have Lauri, but at what cost? What are we giving up for Lauri? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I wanted to ask you this yesterday.
Are we going to trade Kuminga, some draft picks, Clay's contract, and that's going to get us Lori? Huh? Why? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I see what you're saying, but at the same time, it's like I understand you don't want to get the 60 cents on the dollar thing, but like, would trading Clay and Kaminga and a draft pick or two, if that was accepted, is that really getting 60 cents on the dollar? Because
It
you're
kind
getting a
of
guy who's running a
here's why,
a
because
128 offense.
so say
You're
you
getting a guy who's running a 128 offense, or like
yeah,
the
but here's
guy's
the
putting
thing
up
though.
25 points and he's a 7-foot stretch four. Like that would be
Do you
perfect for
think
his team.
Lori is worth three guys? Like I don't know that he's worth three guys. If
So
he
how
was,
many guys are worth 3 guys? If that's the parameter you're saying, how many guys are worth 3 guys outside of top
but
10
I'm
players?
saying so why am I gonna give up stuff for Lori like he's like Joel Embiid, dog? Like that's my problem with these trade scenarios. It's like fans just want to spread their fucking asshole for mid players, bro, and that's my problem. You know what I'm saying? And then we have to get those guys on the same page at the same time, and we're gonna do that mid season. Mid season, we're gonna do all of that.
Well, that's why I'm saying to do it sooner than later, so there's more time. So everybody's that's like, oh, we got to wait till the trade deadline. I'm like, why? Why can't you make a move mid-December, early January, so then you get an extra 6 weeks to develop that chemistry? So,
I feel you, but I just know how this team works, and they operate off of continuity more than any other team. You know what I'm saying? Right? But I hear what y'all are saying, though, man. But I just know the implications of a trade. So it is easier for the Lakers to get a guy, right, and squeeze that guy in. It's way easier for them to do that than it is for us because they run a really simple offense. You know what I'm saying? There's not much to it. Why? Because every other team runs the same bullshit, right? Us, on the other hand, we run something a little bit different, right? It's also why we also win games and why we have a little bit of advantage. The problem is, bro, it takes a while to pick up. Our shit wins in the playoffs, right? So, we'll be fine.
Just wanted to come in and say that the ISO thing with Levine, that I think the numbers show he's good he's good off of curls, he's good catching and shooting or whatnot. But the main reason you bring in Levine, or you have Levine over Clay at this point in their careers, is literally just for the attacking closeouts, finishing at the rim, and getting Looney in them easy buckets. I think I agree with Ricky what he said earlier with Poole's skill set, just because. When was the last time you seen Looney have an easy, dump off layup? Like we
Oh,
haven't seen that in forever, bruh.
how many times have we seen it? No, bro. We watch it every game. The nigga is he has hips of, I don't know what the fuck his hips are made of. You know what I'm saying? His wind up is so slow, it's ridiculous.
It's Thanksgiving auntie hips getting
Jesus
piled up.
Christ, bro. Like, how many times has he gotten easy looks? It happens all the fucking time. Matter of fact, I've seen him miss dunks. Dog, I've seen him miss dunks and nobody's around him, bro. Like,
I
so
understand that, bro.
Eric, let me ask you this question.
But
Let me ask you a quick question.
Levine's ability to attack a closeout and give rim pressure is
So
infinitely
sorry,
infinitely more than what Clay is giving to this offense right now. It'd be way better for our offense.
I don't even care, bro. Like, trade fucking Clay, not trade him. I don't give a fuck.
My
anyway.
only positive
I give up.
of the trade is that it would stop Clay from pulling a Jordan Poole. That's my only positive of a trade. But I understand why I also wouldn't, because of like what Urkel was saying, and also
What
the
do you
fact
mean by
that
that, Lucy?
it's
Could you explain? Because I want.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know how like Clay is pulling a Jordan Poole attitude, like where he's doing tantrums and he's and basically he's being like he's being all in his head, and basically it is a negative it's a negative. Basically, I think I would rather give up. I would rather give up his skill set if his attitude is like that. Like
Yeah, Mo, she's basically saying that that what we saw from Jordan in the playoffs last year, she feels like we're going to get from Clay in the playoffs this year.
yeah, it's
Oh, cool. Do you wanna
basically
do you wanna tell her that Clay's been doing that for pretty much 3 seasons though?
Yeah.
yeah,
He has.
basically that
We
that's
just
what
won, so
that
it masked it.
yeah, that's what I see as a positive of a trade because it is a like it's really toxic. Like imagine that kind of like imagine being with that kind of like personality every day with you, and you're gonna have to deal with it. The coaches have to deal with it, you know, like that's like negative, and I'd rather have, and that's why I always say that Wiggins is like the perfect warrior
Yeah.
because of the fact that he has the same mindset, he has the same mindset, he has the same like values as Curry when it comes to the team. And you need players like that. And at the same time, yes, we need, I think us having like reset, like we just need to reset. Like because I was like, you know, I was like when Jordan Poole was traded, I was like, oh great, you know, like Jordan Poole's negativity will be like gone. And then now we're like stuck with like the tail end of it. So we're basically still stuck with the attitude. And that's why
No, but
I
yeah,
am for
Lucy,
that
but
kind of trade.
yeah, Lucy, but Urkel did tell us last year that it wasn't just Jordan Poole
Oh
contributing to
yeah,
that
yeah.
negativity.
Oh
So
yeah,
like,
no, no, yeah.
even though he was problematic and he makes stupid decisions and he makes mistakes, at the end of the day, like there was certain dudes like Clay, if I'm being honest with you, like it was a tug of war. And once you see a vet going with a young dude and the vet isn't secure in his own ability, that's how you know shit's wrong, because the vet should be able to beat out that guy, but he sensed there was a young guy coming up under him that wanted to take his spot, and he wasn't necessarily secure in the spot. So obviously that creates the rift. Now he has no one that's going to be able, like, quote unquote, take his spot. So he believes he has autonomy to do whatever he wants, in my opinion. That's how I see him play. Even though I didn't think he didn't do that badly yesterday, I'm just watching the guy and I feel like there's not really much. I think he's Teflon, and I think he believes that as well. So that's my opinion.
Yeah, and I think that's where I do feel like that's why I feel like we have to, you know, get out of, you know, under, like that's where we have to like get rid of him. But at the same time, I am also like trying to be positive where, you know, because we see like instances of there, like yesterday, you know, like, you know, he didn't really shot, like he was okay. Like we saw the okay part, and I it's kind of sad that we're kind of settling with the okay part, you know, with Clay. And
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
kind of don't want us to settle with the okay, because we do deserve the best because we have Curry, you know.
That's a good point. That's a very
My
good
thing
point.
is my
That's a
thing
very good
is
point.
my thing is just real quick, like how hard is it for Levine to learn how to come off of a split action and dive to the rim off of a Draymond and Steph in Levine split action? You know what I'm saying? Like how many games does that really take to like buy
It's
into that type
nuanced
of
though.
offense?
Kev, it's more of a rhythm and
Oubre never learned it.
Like last night, man. Like last night.
Oubre never learned
Yo,
it.
yo,
So
Lee. That's exactly what the fuck I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah, but
So
is Levine gonna pull a Kelly
hold on,
Oubre? Levine's a better player.
hold on. You see what Lee just said right now, bro? I am so gun shy in terms of new guys playing on the team midseason just for that reason. Lee summed it up perfectly, bro, because that shit right there, midseason trade, and then we're gonna like have to bring a guy in and all of this stuff. Like,
Yeah, but Clay can't do it right now anyway. Like
bro,
he missed his assignment to cut to the basket, and he's
you
been
ever
playing with
hear,
Draymond for over a decade.
bro?
Like
Bro, I'm to the point right now, bro, where I'm like, stick to the evil that you know. You know what I'm saying? Because if we
why?
if
Yeah.
we do an in-season thing, bro, I'm telling you, what if we run into a Kelly Oubre type of situation again? Because let me tell you what
but
was happening.
Clay is playing like Kelly Oubre. Like
Huh?
Clay is almost playing as bad as Kelly Oubre did. No, that's extreme.
He's not.
That's
He's
extreme.
not.
I'm
He's
sorry,
not. You
but
don't
like
remember how bad he was at the beginning. Yeah,
Dog.
Kelly
he was
Oubre was
bad.
bad.
He was bad. He was bad. Yeah.
3 months to hit a goddamn three.
Nah, man.
Yo, do you mind breaking down the Pau Gasol thing and why it worked so well for the Lakers when they made that trade in the middle of the season?
Oh yeah. Pau Gasol worked well because Pau Gasol has been playing basketball like that his entire life. You know what I'm saying? So the Lakers run similar to how the Warriors run, right? So they throw the ball onto the block, right? Pau Gasol understood the passing and the cutting that he should be involved in, right? So that's how the triangle offense works. So think of like a split action, right? They are running similar stuff where a guy has the ball. And the thing with Pau is that why he was really good is that he commands a double team, right? So when him and Kobe are running like a two-man action, right? Kobe throws the ball to him and Kobe is cutting off of his action. He can either pass the ball to Kobe off of a cut or make a move. You know what I'm saying? So it always put the defense in a quandary, right? So he picked up the offense so quick because that's how they play in fucking Europe. You know what I'm saying? He's at the height. So think about how Jokic plays right now. This is how he's always played. And because Kobe plays ball like that, he's not heavy pick and roll and he's just passing, cutting, coming off curls and all of that. It fit like a glove right off the bat. I've never seen something work so well so quick.
And it also helped that the Lakers were, I think, a top 2 seed, so they didn't have to make up ground after they got him. They just continued to win.
Yes.
So, like, if we do a trade, we're going to have to cover ground. Like, what are we, like the 9th seed or whatever? Like, yeah.
So that's my issue with it, man. It's like, I don't want to make no trades mid-season, and then we run in. Bro, can you imagine, dog? We make a mid-season trade, and then we run into a Oubre type of thing. Come on, bro. Like, right? So Bron can do that shit because Bron just has niggas sitting in the corner, you know? Go sit in the corner and defend. Like, that's your role on a Bron team. You know what I'm saying? And it works well, but when you get to the playoffs and everybody is cold and Bron is doing his thing and he's the only one that's getting stats, right? And then all his teammates get blamed. There's a reason that doesn't happen on the Warriors because guys know what to do. You know what I'm saying? All these fucking guys are talented, man. But when you put a guy into a role and then you ask him to do something completely different that he hasn't been doing all year long, what the fuck you think is going to happen? Look at the Phoenix Suns, for instance, like 2 years ago. The Phoenix Suns 2 years ago, you know, they were blasting everyone away. And then Dallas put them in a very uncomfortable situation. And what happened to them?
They traded away all their pieces.
Bro.
And they overhauled the roster and it looked crazy after. Like last season, because in my opinion...
Only KD getting KD back and saving them at this point because their roster probably would have been fucked if they didn't get him.
No, but if I'm being honest though, let me say their roster, I feel like they started to figure it out last season after they had injuries. They were starting to play better and Bridges and they even came they beat us without like Booker, CP, and Ayton in Jan before they made the trades. So I don't think they were even that bad, but they still made that trade. And obviously now look at the type of players that they lost. They lost some really good players on good contracts. So you never know at the end of the day. But I don't think that's what we've got. Clay isn't that level in my opinion right now at this point. I wouldn't say that at all.
I have a question. Do you think that, let's say, because this kind of like this was already passed. Do you think if we got KD, we would have kept Wiggins or no?
I don't know. Who else is on the table then? If you were gonna get KD, you can't just get all the kids. You have to add like a decent contract, isn't it? So it would have been either Clay or KD because Jordan Poole wasn't signed at the time. So there was like we would have just added those kids as filler, but you would have had to add like a decent sized fish.
I think they would have been okay with a big contract, right? A big contract. So a big contract and the kids and 1 or 2 draft picks. I think that works, right?
But who out of the big contracts though? There were 3 at the time.
Whether it be Thompson, whether it be Andrew Wiggins, who knows? But I think the odd man out probably would have been Wiggins, you know?
And after those finals, was would you have done that after what he did for us if he's on the table? Or would you just say it's business
If
and
it's
you continue?
KD, I might.
Yeah,
Okay.
KD is a game changer, man. Bro, he's averaging 30 on like 60-something% true shooting. Like,
To be honest, you know what? I believe you guys because I heard Shadow say that out of his own mouth. Wiggins is my crow, but it's KD, and he said that, and that's
But
what
at
he
the
yeah,
said.
same time, for me personally, Wiggins and Clay would have both been expendable. You could have thrown Clay in there, and I still wouldn't have lost sleep. So fuck
yeah.
it.
But that's why
But
I agree with what Urkel is saying, that especially with the trades, I think the only like, if you really think about it, if it was, if that type of player was KD, yeah, like we could, I'm okay for the trades, like now, like, we can trade now if the caliber of player is KD. It's like like, it doesn't have to be specifically KD, but if their skill set is KD, yeah, I don't mind that. But yeah, I think it's hard. It's
yo,
hard to trade now, or to
Urkel, can I
trade.
ask you a question?
Yeah.
Was there an offer for Embiid in the summer?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
They might make phone calls here and there, but I don't think there's like,
yeah. Urkel, let me say something quickly. Do you see if we just play it out the way we play it out, we might be a Western Conference Finals type team. Do you let me just ask what you would do in this scenario? Would you, because I don't know if we can sign someone outright if we let Clay walk, or you just give him the money and run it back, and even if we lose, so let's say we lose in the Western Conference Finals this year, one better than last year, but we just play it out the way we play it out with this squad, and we let Clay run out his deal. Would you pay him, or would you let him walk and sign someone else outright to fill his spot or to fill his salary spot?
well, if you let him walk, you lose the salary spot because we're over the cap.
But we're not trading. If you said no trades, that means he's gonna walk, no? Or he's gonna end
Yes.
up signing back for a bigger number.
So if he listen, I say no trades, but if they don't come to some type of compromise in terms of like a contract, even if it's a handshake deal, right? If they don't come to like a handshake deal, at some point in the year, just let them walk, because sometimes these handshake deals happen. You know what I'm saying? But it's more advantageous to sign guys when you know what the salary cap number is. You know what I'm saying? So handshake deals happen in the season all the time, right? So if there's a handshake deal and we don't necessarily know about it, right? I'm fine with that. But my thing is this: as far as I know, there's no handshake deal right now. There is, and this is why he's playing like that.
Yeah, but like for example, remember the KD year where KD was on his final year? We had margin for error on that. That's a flipping top 10,
But
top
that's
5
Kevin
player.
Durant, though.
Exactly, that's a top 5 player. This guy ain't a
Yeah.
top 5 player.
Klay
Do you
Thompson
understand
is
what I'm
not,
saying?
right? Oh,
So
no.
what? Exactly. Do you understand what I'm saying? So why
Oh,
would you
yeah,
give
yeah,
him
yeah.
that much
I do.
autonomy? You're giving him the autonomy to dictate, and you never know if it could fuck us over next year if we have to sign someone and we might not be able to sign who we want to sign because the CBA
Listen, let me
and all
tell you
that
something,
shit.
dog. I am about 80 to 90% sure that Klay Thompson is getting traded at the deadline. 80 to 90% sure.
The only thing you're hoping for is just like just a good value trade. So I understand that point of view. That's why you're a
Yeah,
bit hasty with it.
bro.
Yeah.
I want value, bro. Like, when you hear me say no trades, I'm saying that from the standpoint of I'm seeing so many stupid trades on the timeline, bro. Like nobody I've seen has brought like a trade that's going to help us to win a title. So if you're not showing me a trade that's going to help us win a title, guess what? I'm just going to stick with what I know. You know what I'm saying? Why am I going to leave my woman and go to some woman that's going to give me more of a headache, bro? Why would I do that, dog?
Yeah, because even with the Siakam stuff, you're gonna run into a contract and extending him all that bullshit as well. So it's just the lesser of two evils at the end of the day with Clay. For being
Yeah,
honest.
and that is kind of the that's kind of the prism that I'm operating under, is the lesser of two evils prism. That's how I'm operating right now. It's like, because fans. All right, bro. I remember there's so many years where I've seen like a team or whatever, right? And they are in this mode where we're gonna go for it. We're gonna make a trade at the deadline. All of this shit, right? And then what happens is that they make a trade at the deadline, and then the shit don't work out, right? Like I remember one year they traded away. They've traded away like Rajon Rondo on the Mavs. Next thing you know, Rajon Rondo on the Mavs was an absolute disaster. You know what I'm saying? Now I am saying not to trade, knowing that they're gonna make a fucking trade. You know what I'm saying? Because if Clay continues to play like this, there's no way they're gonna keep him on the team. They're gonna trade him. If they get a good offer from Clay, he's gone. And I know this, right? So when people are saying like this, that, and the other, right? I know a trade is coming. Do I want to see a trade? No, because it's just going to disrupt the team. I'm a continuity guy, right? So I believe in continuity. But if it makes sense business wise,
Yo, Urkel,
I'm a
would you
big
say
fan.
would you say the reason why Bron and them might make trades in the middle of the season is because those guys don't operate under a style of play or philosophy? They have like some bogged down style where it's just drive and kick, and there's nothing nuanced about it. So when the Warriors are making a trade and Steph's making a trade,
Mo,
it's more under the pretense that we're more complex in the way we play. So we're not just any old drive and kick team. We run some complex shit here. That's not how it works. If you know what I'm saying.
Shub is over there calling me a moron. Okay, bro. All right, buddy. You know what I can do, dog? I can go to a club, buy a girl a drink, I'd come on Twitter and say, right? Like, I actually have pull, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Moron. Oh, okay. All right. You know what I can do, bro? I can go to a club and not buy a girl a drink and still get her number. You know what I'm saying? I can have her buy me a fucking drink. Just saying, bro. As ugly as I am, I can go to a club and have a girl buy me a drink. Come on, bro.
Wow.
These lame ass niggas on the timeline.
These guys are here for the downfall, man. 10K in the space,
No,
12K.
which is fine. Like, I don't mind people being here for the downfall. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
That's okay, but moron. This motherfucker got some nerve, dog.
I don't think he was calling you a moron. I just read the tweet. It says some moron, and Urkel's face said,
I hope
Urkel,
he's
the
not
league
calling
is
you
out
a
to get
moron.
us. No, I think he was talking about me or Dante because we complaining about the rest.
Oh, he's talking about 5 more. He just called anyone a moron. He said, he's quotation marks, Urkel, the league's out to get us, man. Like they're talking to Urkel. That's funny. Anyways, my initial question was, these guys that don't have a style of play like to make trades in the middle of the season, but we don't because we have a distinct one. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Listen. Yeah, bro, we have a distinct style of play. And again, every year I watch like a team like the Miami Heat struggle and somehow they end up in the conference finals. You know what I'm saying? We are in that stage of our basketball journey right now, right? Where we're not beating teams over the head anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's where we're at right now. That's where we're at right now. The Lakers are a -2 and they're 2 games over 500. Wait until they run into this next half of the schedule. We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen.
How long are you going to give it until, because I remember last year you were so optimistic and you're so like patient with the team. How long are you going to give it until you not have concerns of trade people, but just say, I see some alarm bells, some emergency, some sirens are going off.
I don't see any sirens compared to what I saw last year, dog. Bro, we had 3 motherfuckers coming off the bench, bro. Chris Paul is running a 124 offense off of the bench. You know what I'm saying? Like I think the defense is pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like these are aberrations that we're running into right now, bro. Like every game just feels like a punch in the gut, and it's just pure aberration stuff. You know, like when we were blowing fucking leads last year to fucking Detroit and all these bum ass teams, bro. It's not the similar thing, bro. We got two starters that are dog shit, but the bench is playing well. Like those are positive signs. But I mean, what do I know?
Hey, Irk, I think for me, another indicator to sound the alarm is based upon Steph. If Steph goes into that mode where he's taking like what the same amount of shots he took in 2021, no 2020, 2021, that year we went 15-5. If he has to go to that mode, that's when we should sound alarms. I don't think we're at that particular place, to be honest with you. Steph's still in these games. We're still trying to get everybody else involved. He still believes in his teammates. He still believes in Clay, despite the particular play he's had. And Wiggins is starting to come into form. Like that first half, the Warriors look like the team we grown to love. Like that particular half, I got all like the information I need to know that that team is still there. That team can still compete with the rest of the league. It's just the margin for error is going to be so thin now with how the league calls these games and amount of turnovers that, you know, compound at the very ends of games and the execution stuff. Like all of that has to be cleaned up. That's fixable. We don't have a guy like Jordan Poole on the team anymore, where we didn't know, as we can clearly see now, his particular issues or turnovers could be fixed. We have history of Steph and Draymond, you know, killing teams in pick and roll in the finals, in the most highest stakes of stakes when it comes to basketball.
Yeah.
I'm going to lean on that history to give me confidence that they'll turn it around. I still believe it.
Yo, Lee, why do you think yesterday, yeah, and I know this might not happen every game, but yesterday it seemed like it was a struggle for us to execute that 4-on-3 stuff, and they're blitzing Steph, and Steph, they're all running away from Steph. That's why he's turning it over. So I wasn't even trying to blame Steph last night, because I thought like when he was trying to execute the play, I'm seeing dudes run away, bro, and like I'm saying, come and help the guy out so you guys can execute the play.
I think for Steph and Draymond is very based on timing and chemistry. Draymond's been out for a number of games. That was his first time back. And this entire season, how many times have they ran pick and roll? They haven't done it. So Steph, he needs, for him, what I've seen as a pattern with every particular facet of his game, if he's not doing it for a consistent amount of time within a stretch, he gets rusty at it. Like there was a particular moment, there was moments in the season like years ago where he couldn't make layups. Then he fixed it in the playoffs. You remember the year when they won the championship? That was his worst year of shooting from three. Then he had like the best stretch in his final for himself in the finals from three. So Steph, when it comes to his particular skill set, it's about consistency and timing. Draymond wasn't there. That would be fixed. I've seen it. They won their first finals doing the pick and roll and creating that disadvantages. Until we stop seeing the disadvantages being made, where guys ain't getting open shots and spacing is not being created, that's when we should work. The offense is still working. Dudes just wasn't executing. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, okay, yeah, go on. You wanted to say something before.
let me ask this question, right? So we talk about like the pick and roll stuff and all of that, right? So, you know, with them just getting a crazy amount of free throws, right, and the game slowing down, did y'all think we had a chance to win that game last night?
100% we had a chance to win that game.
Now, if we win that game, are we still having this conversation, or are we just celebrating the win, or would we have just come to Spaces last night and then we would have just been like, oh my God, but they didn't win by 12, yada, 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 right? Like,
Yeah, okay, I'm going to be real. Some people would have done that because remember the OKC game and the Kings game, and they were like, there was a whole dispute on Spaces as to how we won and the style in which we won. So I feel like regardless, I feel like there's going to be some pushback. So you could be like, we won a tough game on the road, like you did against OKC, and we won in the last minute in the in-season game. But yesterday, I can see people coming and saying, oh, but the start, we had a big lead and we blew it, and I'm worried about this team. I can see both. I can see that happening as well. I'm not gonna lie. You know that yourselves.
I think at least for me personally, I
Bro, but
wouldn't.
it's Sacramento though. They're not
I
a bad
wouldn't care.
team, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you mean. These
Me,
teams aren't bums. 100%, they're not bums.
yeah,
You're
me,
spot on.
me personally, if they won that game, despite how they finished, I would have been fine with it. It's not. I'm not measuring this particular Warriors team to the 2017 team with Kevin Durant. We got to stop holding them to those standards.
I mean, how can you and see? Listen, it's almost okay. So I had a certain expectation of what the team would have been in 2022, right? So the 18-2 start, I expected probably about 4 more losses in that 20-game stretch. You know what I'm saying? So they would have had 6 losses instead of 2 in that stretch, right? That's more of like what I expected. They went over above and beyond that, right? So I was kind of looking at that and I was like, all right, cool. So they started off great. I think when they did that, the fan base went to a place where they're like, oh, we're that same team again. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, we're not that same team again. You're seeing Steph Curry's greatness, Draymond's Green greatness, and then you're seeing guys just fit exactly like into that, and I'm into that like a glove. You know what I'm saying? Now, when Klay Thompson came back, what happened? The continuity got fucked up because they were working a certain way, right? And then all of a sudden, Draymond gets hurt as well. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that happens, bro. And it's like they're a well-oiled machine, and you threw Klay Thompson in there, and then Klay is trying to get his shit back, and you see how the continuity just gets thrown off like that, bro.
Uncle, you're right. Wait, let me just quickly support your point. That's like making a mid-season trade. And now that I've thought about that, that's like integrating someone back into the system again.
So what
that makes sense.
that year?
And that's Klay Thompson, who knows
That's
the
what
system.
Exactly. That makes sense now. Okay, yeah.
Bro,
We were 40-13. We were 27 games over 500 around that time he came back, bro. We were like 40-13. We were dominant as fuck, bro. Our net rating was high. Defense was number 1. So yeah, you're right about that.
Steph said it at the time, bro. Steph was like, it's a good thing that we got off to the start because now we can integrate Klay back in. You know what I'm saying? Bro, think about that. They're off to this hot start. Jordan Poole is averaging like 18. He's doing all the things that he's supposed to do. And now you're going to interrupt it for one dude?
And the dude had to fall back. So it's like making a trade, bringing in like a big fish, and the big fish is getting the autonomy when he comes in. Do you understand what I'm saying? So theoretically, those guys had to fall in line, and it affected their chemistry. And Wiggins was getting cooked by the fan base about free throws at the time. Poole was like shooting a bit inefficiently, and everyone was like, can he adjust to his bench role? So it threw some stuff off. If you get what I'm saying. On top of that, Draymond got hurt. So you're right. I didn't think about it like that. That was a good way to present it.
Yeah. It's all good, man. But I mean, it just sucks, bro. It just really sucks because I look at this thing, man, and it's like, you know, Draymond actually played well last night. I know what Draymond is. You know what I'm saying? Draymond is just going to give you a thing. The last 2 games, Moses Moody is 4-4 from 3. You know, it's so hard to break through in this team, man. It's really, really hard. You know what I'm saying? Moody's shot, right? Moody has so much arc in his shot right now, bro. It's like you just know the shit's gonna go in. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so much confidence in the shot. It's tough, man.
Yo, but how can these kids thrive and fulfill their potential? So like when we were talking about Halliburton and all these guys, if they were on the team with Klay and stuff like that, and I'm not saying Klay's a cancer or anything like that. I'm just saying, where's the ceiling for these kids if they're developing on this team?
The only reason why I would give Halliburton a lot of leeway on this team is because he is a natural playmaker. he's dribble pass shoot. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you put dribble pass shoot guys around Steph Curry, he can play off ball and they can do their thing, right? So but the problem with Halliburton would have been he's a young guy, right? And then when you're trying to do things in the Steve Kerr championship context, it's like, how much would those guys have thrived? You know what I'm saying? It really would have, you know.
Yeah, so I know what you're saying. All I'm saying is, I don't know, the trade stuff, I'm gonna hold off on it as well because I know what you're saying about the continuity and the style shit. But I just hope that these guys can figure it out, and I just hope because like, do you know how Laker fans get onto AD? Because I remember a couple games ago they were blaming AD for being the second option and scoring 0 points in a half, where LeBron and Reeves went off and the Mavericks beat them. I'm saying Clay, you shouldn't be going like you shouldn't be having 17 points at the half and not getting at least 20 to 25. He finished on like 20, so he had 3 points in a whole half of basketball after having 17. That's all I'm saying, really. Sometimes, like, and I'm only saying that from the standpoint of I expect better from you. I expect you to be at least a bit more consistent after having this slow start. This is his like career low in like having consecutive games under 20 points. So I expect the standards have to be a bit raised for him because he's in a year where he's demanding a lot. So he has to give back, in my opinion.
And see, on top of it, we have Moses Moody that needs to play. We got like a ton of guys that need to play, right? And then the starters need to play. Bro, there is like 12 guys that need to play. You know what I'm saying? And if we have that many guys that need to play, we really need to look at it in terms of glass half full, bro. I don't think the team is as bad as y'all say it is. I just think they need to rebalance a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I think this is a rebalancing issue more than anything else. I don't think the team is that bad, bro. Like, I think fans, like, bro, I'm a problem solver, right? And this is what I've noticed with 80% of the population, probably more. 80% of the population aren't problem solvers, right? They see a math problem and they just throw the book out. You know what I'm saying? Me, on the other hand, I look at a problem and I'm immediately trying to dissect it, right? So when I see the problems in this team, I am dissecting it and I am analyzing. I'm not looking at it like, oh shit, like it's doom and gloom. Like when Sam comes up here and Sam is like, oh my God, they're cooked, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that way, right? I look at it in terms of how can we solve this puzzle? How can we solve this problem? What can we do? You know what I'm saying? The refs we can't control. We can control the Klay Thompson thing though, right? That's a problem because that shit that he pulled, that doesn't create good vibes around the team. You know what I'm saying? Now I look at the Chris Paul thing. That's a positive thing. The Steph Curry thing, Steph is playing well, but bro, he's turning over the ball at an alarming rate. He's not even handling the ball that much. And he has as many turnovers as he does assists. You know what I'm saying? Like, you fix a few things here, you fix a few things there. It's fine, right? Now Draymond is back. I saw some really positive things last night in terms of the defense. You know what I'm saying? And Steve Kerr tried to shorten the rotation last night. And he tried to do that thing, and it's almost like it blew up in his face, basically. You know what I'm saying? Because then he's trying to shorten the rotation while playing politics. I think he needs to take a hard look at this and just kind of figure that out.
Was that a blueprint outside of the CP thing? Was that a blueprint as to how he's going to operate in the playoffs? Because he cut Kuminga's minutes, he yanked him. Because Kuminga wasn't that good last night, but he yanked him nonetheless. He played Moody when he had to, not when he was supposed to. And Pods and TJD got iced out of the rotation, bro. So he was playing the starters a bit. Steph played 37 minutes. You understand what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I don't know. It seemed like he was trying to take it seriously, but he was doing some weird shit, so I couldn't get a read on what he was
Well,
actually
Mo,
doing.
the thing is, like, I liked his rotations up until yanking Moody at the very end. Like, he was coaching a good game, and then he just made a dumbass decision at the end. It's like, the problem wasn't so much with Steve Kerr last night because he was actually coaching well. I just didn't like the decision to pull Moody. But other than that, he had good decisions.
Yo, Urkel, a guy in the chat's asking you, Urkel, break down why benching Clay would be bad for the team.
Benching Clay. Well, here's the thing about Clay. So Clay, the thing about Clay is that Clay still provides that gravity thing. You know what I'm saying? There is a gravitational thing that he still provides, whether you like it or not. So if he's on the weak side, right? That weak side defender is not leaving Klay Thompson. It's right. So whatever side Klay, it's not even just a weak side. Whatever side Klay Thompson is on, you're not going to help off of him. That opens up driving lanes, right? So that's one thing. He has value in terms of the sense that when he's on the court, right? That's why he's a positive. You know what I'm saying? Now, the part that kills us is with him is his defense, right? His defense kills us a lot of the times, right? And then it's not only that he's bad off ball now, he's bad on the ball as well, right? So that's a problem. But they've covered that up and all of that stuff. They're fine. Like, he can hold some guys possession to possession to possession, right? Now, the other thing with Clay is that where he gets into trouble is when he tries to go and create his own shot, right? Now, when you're in a negotiation, right, teams are saying, they're breaking it down like this, like, how good are you at creating your own shot? The money makers are the guys that can create the own shot, right? And now they have stats with it. They have points per possession and all of that stuff. So they're like, this is where you rank in terms of creating your own shot. This is what that's worth. That's literally what they're doing, bro. And now they have analytics with it, right? So if Clay knows that and he knows that's how the negotiation is going, right? He's going to start to try to work on getting his own shot. Not only is that good, but it helps the team as well, right? So if you have a couple of guys that can get their own shot and play make, you're in another category now. And then, you know, like, you have like different levels that they rank you at. So if you're a starter, right, you're automatically going to get this as starter money, right? So, you know, but the problem with Clay is that he's trying to self-create and it's just not working out. You know what I'm saying? So that's why Steve is like, yep, let's haul that back and let's do something else. You know what I'm saying? So he has value on the court still, right? And that's why Justin and all of them people, that's what they're saying. But what they're missing is that his shot selection is fucking detrimental, bro. It really is. He takes the worst shots, dog. He literally takes the worst shots. And then he's not defending that well on top of it, right? But that was happening last season. And then he picked it up and then we were good. You know what I'm saying? But right now, it's absolutely murdering us. How the fuck did we start off the season so well and we're here now?
Yo, Urkel, can I ask you a question about Steph and Clay? I have a theory that ever since Clay's been back with injury, like outside of the playoffs maybe and the finals and stuff, I don't think they've meshed as well as they used to mesh. Because when Steph went down, that's when Clay started to play better. And as soon as Steph comes back last season, Clay goes back to being inconsistent at best. Why is that? Am I reading into it a bit too much? Because that's what I've kind of observed. Clay without Steph has been better than Clay with Steph. No, because I said I made an observation over the past 3 seasons that Clay without Steph is playing better because he's getting more shots, and that's the only way he can play better. When Steph's back and he has to play within the offense, he's struggling. That's why.
I think that's a resources thing. I think when Steph is out there, Wiggins is out there, Jordan Poole is out there, and there's just other guys out there. I think with Clay is that when you just have everything ran for you, because you need to run plays for Clay, right? You need to, And then Draymond is out there and he's running these plays. So he's doing the dribble handoff stuff, right? So you see when you have just a comfortable diet of that stuff, right? You're probably going to be in better rhythm, right? You're going to have more opportunities, right? And you see 2-3 shots go in, you're just going to feel better. Now, when you have Wiggins, Steph, Clay, Jordan Poole, Chris Paul out there, like what happens is that your opportunities, instead of it coming every possession, now it's like every other possession. Every 2 possessions, you're getting those opportunities, right? So that is the quandary that you run into. That is literally the quandary that you run into. Right? So it sucks, man. I mean, it sucks, but Clay is going to be fine. I don't even think it's just Clay. I just think it's a couple of things. I think it's a Steve Kerr thing as well, right? Like, and I'm not like a combinations guy and all of this stuff, blah, 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 blah. But I think Kerr is struggling to find like the right balance of what he should be doing. Playing Andrew Wiggins 26 minutes when he's your best perimeter defender, fuck GP2, bro. Like, Wiggins is the best perimeter defender on the team, right?
Exactly. People tried to say that that's not the case, but that's funny to me.
Bro, he's
GP2
literally
is good, but he's nowhere near
bro,
Wiggins, man. I'm sorry.
it's Draymond Green and then it's Andrew Wiggins, right? Literally, right? So when you're gonna play Andrew Wiggins 26 minutes, what the fuck you think is gonna happen, bro? You know what I'm saying? 26 minutes. So how can you be a starter? People expect you to get 20 and they're expecting you to get 20 in 26 minutes. Game after game after game. How the fuck is that going to happen? Right? So, but Kerr wants to do like the kumbaya shit and play everyone off the bench. Like, bro, like we need to figure out who the fucking best guys are. Like who the best 9 guys are. Right? And then we play those guys and then we put those guys out there. And then if you need situational stuff, then you get into the situational stuff. But we're playing that's how we need to do it. But that's not going to happen now. That's going to happen towards the end of the year. And then we're going to tighten it up. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how we just need to operate, man.
Yo, bro, I'm gonna dip off because my United have a big Champions League game in it, so they got an early game, so I'm gonna go watch that. Take my mind off the Warriors and catch up with you guys later. So take care, bro.
Yeah. So, bro, I didn't even realize it was that late. So Champions League is today, huh? Shit.
No, but it's the late. We got an early game, so I'm gonna go watch that. That's the only game that's online now, isn't it? And it's like a big game in Turkey. Istanbul, so it's peak.
Y'all are playing Galatasaray or no?
Yeah, man, in that cauldron of hell, bro. We're playing them. We have to win, otherwise we're out.
Galatasaray is one of the toughest. It's one of the toughest places in Europe to play, bro.
We have a must win. If we lose, we're out. That's how bad it is, and we have to go there and get a result. And it's I don't know. It started now, so I'm gonna go watch that, bro. Take care.
All right, bro.
Echo.
Hey, Lucy.
Oh, sorry. Why do you think Kuminga was struggling yesterday?
I think he needs reps, man. Like the games when he has reps, Kuminga needs to figure out how to play within the confines of the offense. You know what I'm saying? He does have some weaknesses, and he can't he needs to be a threat at every point in time to do exactly what he wants to do. And he's just not that. You know what I'm saying?
Herc,
Yeah.
did you see that? Sorry to cut off this convo. Just wanted you to notice the Sam Esfandiari tweet
Yeah.
that he got from the Ringer. I'm looking at the font. That's what I recognized it to be. Did you see that? It kind of sums up Kerr.
Can you break that down for me?
Yeah, so what we were talking about earlier about the vets getting tenure over the young dudes, the kind of culture, what that's possibly creating is that despite all the hard work that you have done, you could play well in games. You could go 4 for 4 for 3. But if you're not such and such that role would occur in the beginning, that's not really going to matter that much.
Haven't I been saying the same thing?
For weeks.
Bro, matter of fact, we've all been saying the same thing. You said it, I've said it. Like, that is a problem. Bro, Shadow said last year, right? And see, this is the weirdness that we're running into. So Kerr is atoning right now. He's atoning with the young guys, right? So he's trying to give the young guys as many minutes as possible, right? He's trying to give them as many minutes as humanly possible. So that's what it is, man. That's what it is. I don't know.
Didn't Kuminga and Moody's agent tell them the staff or tell the team that they were going to try to get up out of there? Didn't that happen?
Yeah, pretty much.
Isn't that so? Now what you're saying is Steve Kerr's trying to give them the minutes so they're not like requesting trade. You know what I'm saying? Like, is he like you said, he's trying to rectify the situation?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so all right. Let me get out of here, man. And I will load. There's probably like 3 uploads I need to do on YouTube. So I'm gonna do the uploads right now, and we'll come back later. What time is the Laker game? I think I have it scheduled for. Let me look at the schedule. It's at 5 today, so I'm gonna come back at around 5, and we'll do the Laker stuff later, right? Because I need these motherfuckers to lose, bro. All right. I will talk to y'all later. Keep y'all heads up, man. It's not the end of the world. It seems like the end of the world, but it's not. I'll catch up with y'all later.
Take care, y'all.
All right, y'all.